Some people simply feel that they were placed here for a greater reason. They don't seek fame or recognition. They seek meaning. And no matter how much they try to live like everyone else, there's always something inside them saying, "You're not the same, you have a role to fulfill." It's not about feeling superior, but about recognizing that there's a calling. And that calling doesn't manifest in the same way for everyone, because there are different types of chosen ones, and each carries a specific mission. Some heal, others teach, some protect, others open paths, and understanding who you are can change the way you see everything around you. Today, I'm going to show you the 9 types of chosen ones and what each came to do here on Earth. If you live with the feeling that you were set apart for something you don't fully understand yet, this message is for you. Maybe you're just trying to remember the mission you accepted even before you were born. I'm George. If this content resonates with you in any way, subscribe to this channel. Because this isn't entertainment, it's direction. It's about remembering who you are and why you're here. Let's walk together on this journey. Type 1. The intercessor. The one who feels for everyone. The intercessor is someone who carries a sensitive heart and a heavy soul, but not in a negative sense. They feel the world deeply, as if every collective pain beats inside their own chest. It's not uncommon for them to cry over issues they don't fully understand, or to wake up in the middle of the night with a weight in their spirit, as if they need to pray for someone they don't even know. This chosen one has a silent but incredibly powerful mission to spiritually sustain people, groups, and even entire nations. They pray when no one sees, they cry when no one understands, and they intercede when no one else is willing to fight spiritually for another. Their life is marked by constant surrender. Even without recognition, intercessors rarely take the spotlight. Often, they're the ones in the background, the ones who isolate themselves, the ones who seem too different for this world. But it's precisely these souls who keep heaven open over many who don't even realize they're being protected. They hold back storms in the spirit. They speak with God in silence. But there's also a call for the intercessor to care for themselves. In praying so much for others, they can forget to rest, to laugh, to live lightly. God cares for you too. Your mission is noble, but it doesn't have to be lonely. Your spiritual power isn't in making noise. It's in moving heaven with your sincere tears. If you often feel a spiritual heaviness, if you pray without knowing why, if you feel pains that aren't yours and are compelled to kneel in prayer in unexpected places, you're probably an intercessor, and your mission is greater than it seems. Type 2. The healer. The one who restores the broken healers are those whose presence brings calm, even before they speak. Their energy radiates comfort, empathy, and attentive listening. It's common for people to open up to them without understanding why. It's as if others' hearts feel safe enough to pour themselves out in their presence. That's no coincidence. It's a gift. The healer doesn't heal only through their hands, but through their gaze, their words, their attentive listening. They feel the pain of others and are gifted with the capacity to relieve, to restore. Many healers have gone through deep wounds in life, and it was precisely those wounds that prepared them to help heal others. The mission of the healer is not to save everyone, but to help those who cross their path find the strength to carry on. They awaken light where there's darkness. They bring clarity to those lost in confusion. Their gift is quiet, yet powerful, transforming pain into relief and chaos into reconnection. If you feel that your presence improves someone's day, if people come to you to unburden their hearts, if you feel called to care for others, you might be a healer. But remember, healers also need healing. You don't have to carry everything alone. Protect your energy, because the world needs you whole, not exhausted. Your touch is rare, and your mission is beautiful. Type 3. The spiritual warrior, the one who fights even when tired. The spiritual warrior doesn't have an easy life. From an early age, they're placed in battles that seem beyond their strength. They face losses, traumas, injustices, and pains that seem endless. Yet, they keep going. Not out of pride, but because something inside them knows. They were born to endure. This type of chosen one is called to fight, not with weapons or violence, but with faith, with spiritual authority, with courage. They face invisible forces. They protect their home, their family, their friends, often without anyone realizing it. The warrior senses when an environment feels heavy. They enter and immediately know, something's wrong here. And right there, their battle begins. They pray firmly, declare protection, rebuke dark energies, break chains. They cleanse the atmosphere without anyone noticing. Their strength doesn't lie in appearance, but in spirit. And even when exhausted, they keep going, because they understand that their fight isn't just for themselves, but for many others who wouldn't be able to fight alone. But the warrior must also learn to rest. Not every battle is theirs. Sometimes the best weapon is silence, or simply retreat. Knowing when to fight and when to surrender is a sign of spiritual wisdom. If you've ever felt like you live in constant spiritual warfare, if you fight for justice, if you fiercely protect those you love, you are a warrior. And heaven recognizes you, even when the world doesn't. Type 4. The prophet, the one who sees the invisible. The prophet isn't just someone who predicts the future. They are a soul attuned to higher dimensions, one who sees beyond the visible, hears beyond silence, perceives before things happen. Their dreams are intense, their visions symbolic, their words carry weight, even when they aren't immediately understood. This chosen one is sensitive to the signs of the times. They sense spiritual movements around them, feel when something is about to change, and often carry urgent messages in the form of words, images, or strong impressions. The prophet says what few have the courage to say, because they know truth can be uncomfortable, but it sets people free. Most of the time, they live between heaven and earth, here, but also there. They struggle to fit in because they exist in constant contact with spiritual realities. They suffer when they witness injustice. They anguish when others don't see what they've already seen. Their struggle is to be understood. Their mission is to warn, guide, and awaken. If you have visions or dreams that come true, if you sense things before they happen, or if you feel like you carry words that burn within you until they're spoken, there's a strong chance you are a prophet. But remember, this gift doesn't isolate you, it directs you. Speak with wisdom. Not everything you see is meant to be shared. Sometimes it's meant only for prayer, silence, or waiting. Your sensitivity is a gift, but it must be guided with balance. Type 5. The builder, the one who transforms vision into reality. The builder is the one with the ability to take projects from the invisible and materialize them in the physical world. They see what does not yet exist, and, with patience and organization, turn ideas into real, solid, and lasting structures. It could be a ministry, a company, a social project, or even a new way of living. This chosen one sees possibilities where others only see obstacles. They are visionaries, but also practical. They can organize people, resources, and ideas, transforming dreams into something concrete. The builder's mission is to leave legacies, to create something that goes beyond themselves, something that will remain even after they're gone. Usually, they are someone who loves to plan, design, and experiment with solutions. They're good with logistics, leadership, processes, and structure. Where there is chaos, they create order. Where everything seems fragile, they establish a foundation. But their greatest challenge is staying focused on the essence, not getting lost in the overload of tasks. If you feel joy when you see a project taking shape, if you feel called to organize, improve, or structure, and if you care about the lasting impact of what you do, you may be a builder. Your mission is to build something that will serve many, something that the next generation can continue. But remember, every construction starts with the foundations. Take care of yours. Type 6. The liberator, the one who breaks cycles. The liberator was born into a difficult environment, surrounded by pain, trauma, addictions, or abuse. Not by coincidence, but by divine design. They were placed there not to repeat the pattern, but to break it. To be the turning point of a lineage, the one who ends the cycle and begins a new one. This chosen one faces inner conflict from an early age. They feel they don't belong to their family's patterns, that they can't fit into the recurring negativity around them. Often, they are the different one. The questioner, the one who disturbs, the one who says enough. Their soul came to break invisible chains. The liberator carries a raw spiritual strength. They may have fallen many times, but they always rise stronger. They carry keys that don't belong only to them, but to many who will come after. Their process is painful but transformative. They learn through pain and turn that pain into guidance for others. If you have overcome addictions, trauma, abuse, rejection, or any destructive pattern, and today you help others break free, you may be a liberator. Your pain was preparation. Your scars are proof of your victory. Your life is a lighthouse for those who are still trapped. Remember, healing is ongoing. Keep setting yourself free so you can keep freeing others. Type 7. The spiritual master, the one who teaches with light. The spiritual master is not just someone who teaches content. They are an awakener of souls. Their mission is not only to transmit knowledge, but to transform understanding into wisdom. The master has the ability to take complex, spiritual, or emotional subjects and make them clear, accessible, and applicable to real life. This chosen one often stands out for their ability to explain, to conduct deep conversations, and to make others think beyond the surface. From an early age, they feel that they carry knowledge that must be shared. They study, question, and seek answers, not out of vanity, but because they know they must prepare others for what lies ahead. The spiritual master is often the friend everyone turns to for advice. They are someone who listens, understands, and brings clarity with few words. They have the gift of speech, but also of silence. They know that not every teaching needs to be spoken. That example is the greatest lesson of all. This kind of chosen one may show up as a mentor, therapist, pastor, instructor, teacher, or even as a wise friend. Their mission is to illuminate the journey of others, to reveal hidden paths, and to open minds to new possibilities. Their greatest challenge is keeping their heart humble, even when they are sought after or highly valued. If you feel an unquenchable thirst for deep learning, if you are driven to share what you learn, if you notice that your words transform others, you may be a spiritual master. But remember, a true master never stops learning. They teach, but remain teachable. They share, but also listen. Your role is vital, because while some liberate, heal, or build, the master shapes consciousness. They train future healers, leaders, liberators, and prophets. They don't seek a stage. They form people. And the light they ignite in each soul will continue to shine long after they're gone. Type 8. The ruler. The one who establishes order. The ruler is a type of chosen one with a clear mission: to establish structure, order, and justice in places of imbalance. Their presence naturally organizes, leads, manages, and directs. They have a long-term vision, thinking in systems, in strategies, and in how everything can work better. for everyone. This chosen one carries spiritual authority and is often called to occupy leadership positions in the physical world, in businesses, churches, governments, institutions, or communities. They are not driven by ambition, but by divine responsibility. They know their influence must reflect God's principles, and for that reason, they take their role very seriously. Since childhood, the ruler may have been the one who took initiative, formed groups, mediated conflicts. They're bothered by injustice, lack of clarity, and disrespect for truth. They feel called to correct paths, protect the weak, and set things in order. Their mission is not just to lead, but to lead with justice, not just to command, but to inspire and serve with purpose. When misguided, they can become authoritarian, but when aligned with the Spirit, they become figures of respect, firmness, and balance. If you feel called to organize, lead, solve, govern. If you notice that people naturally follow you even without your asking them to. If you care more about the collective than your own name, you may be a ruler. Your mission is tough, but absolutely essential. Rulers create space for other missions to flourish. Without order, no other role can sustain itself for long. Your presence ensures that spiritual justice manifests even in practical life. But remember, always govern with your heart aligned to heaven. The authority that comes from God never oppresses. It guides with wisdom. Type 9. The pioneer, the one who opens paths. The pioneer is the chosen one who arrives first. They walk through unknown territory, test new ideas, and live experiences before everyone else. Not by accident, but because they were called to open paths others still can't see. They see beyond the curve, and for that reason, they're often misunderstood. This chosen one lives ahead of their time. They feel the urge to do things differently, to create something new, to step outside the mold. Their journey is marked by beginnings. They start things, initiate movements, launch ideas that eventually become trends. But at first, they walk very much alone. The pioneer suffers from isolation. Many times they find no support. They are judged, doubted, called strange or rebellious. But none of that stops them, because their soul was designed to break the old and usher in the new. They're driven by the spirit of innovation and the certainty that a path exists, even if no one else sees it yet. This type of chosen one may appear in art, in technology, in activism, in spirituality, in social causes. It doesn't matter the field. They will always be the first to try something no one has done before. They inspire others through boldness, and later, people follow the path they opened. If you're constantly trying new things, if the ordinary bothers you, if you've ever felt lonely for being too ahead of your time, you might be a pioneer. Your mission is to open paths for others to walk, and even if no one understands you now, one day, they'll thank you for not giving up. But remember, don't walk with arrogance, walk with faith. Because the pioneer's path isn't about glory, it's about service. It's about preparing the ground so that many others can bloom. The awakening into the fifth dimension. Have you ever felt that the world is changing, but that this change has nothing to do with what the news is showing? That there's something different in the air, something invisible that stirs your emotions, your mind, and your way of seeing life? If so, you might be going through something far greater than you imagine. The awakening to the fifth dimension. This transition is not physical. You're not going to wake up one day on another planet. But something inside you begins to move so deeply that the world around you no longer feels the same. What once made sense loses value. People, habits, beliefs, everything begins to be questioned. And this doesn't happen by accident. The fifth dimension is not a place. It's a state of consciousness. It's when you step out of the logic of fear, separation, and survival, and begin to live from love, unity, and spiritual truth. In the third dimension, people live to achieve, to win, to compete, to dominate. In the fourth, they awaken to spiritual seeking. But in the fifth, they live the presence of spirit in everything. Awakening to the fifth dimension is like opening your eyes for the first time after a lifetime asleep. You start to notice that everything is connected, that your thoughts create realities, that your emotions shape your vibration, that what you send out comes back. You realize that love is a frequency and that anything outside it just puts you back to sleep again. The process, however, is not easy. Before you can rise, you must let go. Let go of people who no longer walk alongside you. Let go of old versions of yourself. Let go of control. Let go of the pain of relationships that no longer make sense. Let go of the weight of an identity that no longer fits your spirit. Awakening isn't light, but it's liberating. In the fifth dimension, you learn to flow with the universe. You trust more and force less. You listen to the heart more and the noise of the world less. You stop fighting life and begin to dance with it. You learn to align with your purpose, to follow your intuition, and to trust the signs. The ego doesn't disappear, but it stops ruling. Spiritual gifts begin to intensify. Your intuition becomes sharper. You start to feel things you can't explain, but somehow they make sense within you. Synchronicities become frequent. You think of something, and it happens. You dream and receive messages. You feel a presence, and it guides you. That is the real awakening. But the tests also come, because the more light you carry, the more shadows appear to be healed. People may call you strange, judge you, or distance themselves. That hurts, but it also reveals. It shows who walks with you out of soul affinity, and who was there only for convenience or comfort. The fifth dimension demands courage, the courage not to fall asleep again. As we observe the 9 types of chosen ones, it becomes clear that no mission is more important than another. Each type carries an essential part of a greater plan, like unique pieces of a spiritual puzzle being assembled right now, here on Earth. Intercessors, healers, warriors, prophets, builders, liberators, masters, rulers, and pioneers are different expressions of the same light, working to transform the world from the inside out. In times of transition, such as those we're living in, this diversity of gifts and functions becomes even more necessary, while the old world collapses before our eyes, with its systems based on fear, control, and separation. The chosen ones are being activated to bring forth a new consciousness, one that's aligned with the truth of the soul and the principles of the fifth dimension. It's not a calling that arrives clearly for everyone all at once. For many, it manifests as restlessness, as a feeling of not belonging, or even as a deep pain that seems to have no explanation. But that pain is often the sign that it's time to remember who you are. Each type of chosen one works in a unique way. The intercessors labor in the invisible, holding up spiritual atmospheres few can perceive. The healers restore, relieve, and realign. The spiritual warriors face the resistances that try to stop light from advancing. The prophets see beyond time and point the way. The builders bring heavenly plans to life, materializing ideas that will touch generations. The liberators break chains, emotional and spiritual. The masters translate wisdom into accessible words, while the rulers preserve order and justice with balance, and the pioneers walk ahead, opening paths before anyone else can even see what's coming. To awaken in this dimension is to remember that every pain, every fall, and every silence was part of the preparation. No chosen one is born ready. They're shaped by life, trained in the trenches of the invisible, forged in the depths of pain and faith. Many have wanted to give up, and others are still confused about their spiritual identity, but the calling doesn't vanish. It matures. It returns. It insists, because the plan is greater than the exhaustion, and the mission is greater than the fear. The great turning point happens when the chosen one realizes they're not alone, that there are others like them, scattered around the world, awakening slowly, remembering who they are, activating their gifts, and taking their place with courage to sustain this transition. When that happens, a sense of purpose shines again. The walk stops being mere survival and becomes a journey with direction. That's why, more than trying to find your mission, the real invitation is to recognize where your soul is already working. Your type of chosenness isn't something you must chase. It's something you must allow to unfold. It's been within you all along. Whatever your type is, the planet needs you. The new consciousness needs you. And heaven trusts that you will remember this in time.